Good morning. This is Sarah from Posh Pooch Designs, and I've got Maximo here with me. Today's video, we're going to show you how to make a little eye washing pad for your dog, and I'm also going to show you how I clean Maximo's eyes. And what I have found to be the best thing to clean his eyes is the unrefined coconut oil. And what I do with one of the little pads that I make is I have a little container and I put some of the coconut oil in it, and then I just dab a little on and gently, he doesn't like it too much. Let's see if I can get him to let me do it. There we go. Good boy. And I gently wipe that on there. And the reason coconut oil is really good, it has natural antibiotic properties in it, but it also is a little bit oily. And it loosens up those little knots and things he gets in his eyes because he's a white dog, and so they're more visible. I do clean Rosie's eyes exactly the same. All right, little man, you can go play. All right, let's get started on our project today. What you're going to need is some different cottons. Doesn't matter. It can be solid. It can be variegated. As long as it's 100% cotton. I like to use this sugar and cream, peaches and cream. I like both of those, but a really soft yarn that is durable is the I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby, and I do like to use that one. So for today's project, you're going to need some cotton, and it doesn't take very much, not even half an ounce, to make one of these, and I make several. You're going to need your H hook. You're going to need a needle that you can weave in your ends with. A pair of scissors, of course, to cut those ends, and that's pretty much it. Let's set that aside. Let me pop on my glasses so I can show you what we're going to do. Now what we're going to do, and also this pattern is on my blog, and I'll leave that link. It is called the Paw Print Dog Eye Wash Pad. And they work so good. And I've tried lots of baby washcloths or cutting up big washcloths and things, and they're so rough. And I just need a little one to do the eyes. And so this works really great. So what we're going to do is I'll start with this teal color cotton, which it's one of my favorites because it's got like a spa feeling to it. All right, the first thing we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the next thing we're going to do is put 10 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we'll join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch and chain 1, and that chain 1 does count as your first stitch on your next row. So to do the second row, you're going to do 1 single crochet in that same stitch. And there's that circle so you can see it. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets in each single crochet around. So there's 1, 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess Max has a little bit of an itch on his toes there. All right, there's 10. 1, 2. All right, Maximo. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you're going to slip stitch in that first single crochet, and that makes 2 rows. Now you'll notice because of the way we did this, you may have a little hole, and I'll show you how to close that little hole with your first string when we get done here. Now there's your little wash pad. It's only 2 rings around. If you want to make one with a pocket, you take this one and another one, and you put them back to back, and then you slip stitch around the edge, but only halfway, and then that will give you a little pocket to put your hand in, which makes it a little bit easier to wash, which I have some like that I use also. So that's if you want to make a little pocket. But we're going to put our paw prints on there so it looks like a little puppy paw. Or a kitty paw for that matter. So the next row, this is row 1 and row 2. For row 3, let me take a peek here real quick. We're going to single crochet in that first single crochet. And then we're going to stitch 3 double crochets in that same stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet again in that same stitch. And you can see that gives you one little bump for one little paw. Then you're going to single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet, and then do 3 double crochets in that stitch. And we're going to repeat this for 4 paws, not 5 paws. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, single crochet in the same stitch, then single crochet in the next stitch, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, single crochet. You can see there's 3 little paws on there now. 1, 2, 3. And we'll do the last one, single crochet in the next stitch, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to single crochet in that same stitch and then slip stitch in the next stitch and tie off. So we're going to cut that off. Great scissors. I like to buy, and it's kind of silly, at the beginning of the school year when they put out all the children's safety scissors, I like to buy about 4 or 5 pairs because I lose them. And they're that's what these are, and they're the perfect size to stick in all your project bags. And they're usually sharp enough to cut yarn, but not blunt or pointed or, too bad to be dangerous. Tip for the day. Okay, so now we have our little paw, but we have this little hole. So what you're going to do, sometimes when you do the second chain from the hook and you put all your stitches in there, it does pull the hole. And this helps when you're making hats or other things that are in the round, like a bowl. And all you do is I always make sure I have about 4 or 5 inches on my starting string or starting yarn piece. And what you're going to do, I'm going to try to hold this so you can see this, is you're going to put your needle on there, and then you're going to thread through these little loops like this around that circle. And you don't really have to. It just makes it a nice finished look on your paw print. And let me get around these. That one's a little snug. I made that stitch tight. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, and then you're going to, once you get around there, all the way around, you're going to just pull that string and see how that closes up. There you go. And then just weave in that leftover yarn. I always go back around a little bit just to use up that yarn. It makes it nice and tight. And you can clip that off. And of course, you're going to, and there's your holes all closed up. You've got your nice little paw. The neat thing about the little paws is it kind of gives you something to hold on to when you're wiping their eyes. Okay, now, what else can we do with this cute little paw? I made a yellow one too. I didn't think it would show up because I decided to wear a yellow shirt, but here it is. What else can we do with these? These are perfect appliques. If you have a sports team that's the Cougars or the Tigers or the Lions and their paw print, oh man, make some of these and tell it up your hat or your sweater or whatever. These are perfect little appliques. And you can, if you're going to do them in appliques, you can do these in acrylic yarn. But if you're going to do cotton, for a washcloth, wash pad for your dog's eye, really, really use a soft cotton. Because their eyes are so gentle and so little. And, like bulldogs and a lot of these white dogs, or Friesians or whatever, they all get the runny eye, and because their fur is white, it shows. And this is a great solution. So, make a whole bunch and a whole bunch of color. And something that I do, because these can be washed and dried, when I've got 4 or 5 that are dirty, like after a bath day, I throw them in a loose sock and just toss them in the laundry and put a knot in the end of the sock, because I don't want to lose them, and they still get really nice and clean. So, get your coconut oil, unrefined, stick a little bit in the tub. I have a lid for it, but I didn't set it out here. And then just, a lot of times I just wipe the side of the bowl like this and then wipe it on his eyes. And another secret, I do my own makeup with coconut oil too. I say take off my own makeup. So there you have it. Little paw prints to wash your dog's face or to wash your face or to use as appliques. Well, thanks for coming into my studio today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, I'll put the blog link in the comments. Thank you and have a great day.